Hello and welcome in this video of Union Parliament. In this video, we are going to understand about the powers and functions of Union Parliament. The Union Parliament is called the legislative organ of the government. It is one of the three organs of the government. Under the legislature, the Union Parliament mainly comes. So the primary responsibility of the Union Parliament is the power of lawmaking. So the lawmaking is the most important function of the Union Parliament. But there are many powers. The Union Parliament is the supreme in the lawmaking in India. But apart from the lawmaking, the Union Parliament has the manifold powers, which are the legislative power, the executive powers, the financial powers, the electoral powers, and the judicial powers. In this video, we are going to understand each of these powers in a very detailed manner. As I have recently said, that the legislation is the primary function of the Union Parliament. So first of all, we are going to discuss about the legislative powers of the Union Parliament. Under the legislative power, the primary function of the Union Parliament is the lawmaking. But what type of law the Union Parliament will make, it will depend upon the main three lists, that is the Union list, the state list, the concurrent list, and the residuary powers. The residuary powers is the most important one, is becoming most important one in the present era. We are going to discuss about each of these lists in a very detailed manner. First of all, the Union list. Under the Union list, the central government has the exclusive power. Under the Union list, our Union Parliament has the exclusive power to legislate or to make laws. Under the Union list, only those subjects are covered which have the national importance, or we need similar kind of law all over the India. So under the Union list, mainly the main subjects are the defense, the coinage, or the banking system. If we try to understand these three subjects, we will come to know that there is uniformity in these three subjects all over the India. We have the similar defense system all over the India. So the defense staffs like the major, lieutenant, all these are under the control of the central government. The army, navy, and the air force come under the central government of India, because the state government don't have anything to do with the defense. Next one is the coinage. It means the currency. We have similar type of currency all over the India. Even from the Kashmir to the Tamil Nadu, we have similar kind of currency practiced all over the India. So we have uniform laws all over the country so far as the currency, Indian currency, is concerned. Next one is the banking. For example, if we take the State Bank of India, the similar kind of rules and regulations are practiced in the State Bank of India all over the states. So it all come under the Union list, in which only the Union government, in which only the Union Parliament can make laws. So under the Union list, the subjects come under the national importance. Next one is the state list. Under the state list, the state government can make laws which are of the local importance. Under the state list, only those subjects are covered which are of the local importance and vary from state to state, like the law and order and the police. The police system vary according to the address from the state to state, and the maintenance of the law and order is primarily a state responsibility. Apart from the police, the trade, commerce, agriculture, and the irrigation is also the responsibility of the state. if we try to understand the irrigation system, we don't have the uniform irrigation system all over the India. So the irrigation also differ according to the state to state. The third one is a concurrent list. The concurrent list means where both the central government and the state government can legislate. So under the concurrent list, those subjects will come under which both the central government and the state government can make law, like education. If we talk about our educational system, we have the state board which vary from state to state, and we have the central board like CBSE. It is a central board, as well as we have the state board also. So under these lists, under these subjects, both the union government, in fact the union parliament and the state legislature, both can make their own laws. So the next one is the residuary powers. Now what is the meaning of the residuary powers? So the residuary powers means all those subjects which come under neither the union list nor the state list and nor the concurrent list. So these subjects are new and it has not been covered in the union list, state list and the concurrent list. For example, the cyber crimes. The matter of cyber crimes are new and it needs a very expertise to deal with the issue. So the residuary powers also come under the union parliament or under the central government. The central government has a primarily responsibility, is primarily responsible for making the laws and regulations under the residuary powers, the subjects which come under the residuary powers. So it needs the approval of the central government. So only central government is responsible for making of the laws over the residuary powers. So these, I hope that it is clear to everyone. The four type categories of the legislative powers are clear to everyone: union list, state list, the concurrent list, and lastly the residuary powers. Even if there is a conflict over the concurrent list, it is the central law which will prevail. So as we have recently studied that the union parliament mainly deal with the matter of the union list and the concurrent list and the residuary powers, but it can also, the union parliament can also make its own laws over the state lists during the power of the emergency. Actually, during the time of the emergency, India turns into a unitary state, because during the time of the emergency, India government has to take quick actions. So India turns into a unitary type of the government during the time of the emergency. I hope that everybody know about the emergency. Emergency has the three types: national emergency, the state emergency, and the financial emergency. So because of the taking quick decisions, the government of India turns into a unitary type of the government. So during the time of the emergency, the parliament is free to make laws over the state lists. Another one is if the Rajya Sabha passes a resolution by 2/3 majority that this issue should be dealt with the central government for the national importance. So these are the main two areas, these are the main two issues under which the union parliament can also make its own laws over the state list also. I hope it is clear to everyone.